Hey, Prashant?
Yeah.
Hey, Prashant? Yes. Yeah. That's Virginia Chow. Virginia Chow.
Yes.
And then you had to like sort of flip the switch overnight, and you and the other attendings and the staff there just did an amazing job. And I think we learned here at Jacobi a lot of just from what you were doing over at NCB. So kudos to you and the entire staff at NCB.
That is so kind to hear. Amazing to hear that. Yes, we are all trying to inspire each other, being instruments of this journey.
So, for all of you who do not know Dr. Muthakrishnan well, I mean, he's been a force in our division for the last 2 years, and unfortunately, he's moving on to West Virginia in a couple of weeks. So I really want to wish him and his wife the best as you move on to the next step of your career.
Thank you so much. This is my first job, and it's been an amazing environment. Thank you for having me here, and yes, I'll be at Jacobi next week. I'll be happy to see all of you, and just continue this journey.
Yeah, we look forward to having you here for at least a few days next week.
Yes.
Thanks so much. I know you put a lot of effort into this presentation.
Absolutely. If there is any particular part of the presentation that you feel like can actually be arranged in a better manner so that we can put it in a short communication paper, I'll be really happy to get some help.
All right. So I think we can do that, and I know we've been doing a lot of work here at Jacobi as well, and sometimes it's there's more strength behind the publication, I guess, with more patients. So perhaps we can do something individually and collaboratively.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Okay, for the others who are still on the line, I think a better way to ask questions is to unmute yourself and ask a question or type in the chat box. Because I do have a common question from Dr. Preeti Kishore, who says that she is a firm believer in mindfulness, but for many of our patients with stressors are very difficult to deal with such things like food insecurity, poverty, and poor health literacy, mental illness, violence, and disrupted families. How can we incorporate this information into your model of functional medicine?
Yes, definitely the most important risk factor for our patients here in New York City is the continuous need for catching up with their demands, trying to make their ends meet, and that's where they are unable to stop and rest. And the best starting point would be, as at least for us as physicians, to be able to hear them out, listen to them, and actually understand their social life, because that's where disease starts. And when they are given a chance to be heard, then they actually come up with their own solutions to their social problems that eventually leads to the remediation or the therapy that they need towards their physical health problem. So both social problems and physical health problems feed each other, and I think we lose a lot of time in our clinics because of the computer-based processing of medication reconciliation and overloading the clinic panel with so many patients. So we are not able to balance the quality versus quantity of care that we give, and that's where maybe now that we have teleclinic and all that, it's possible that we may have to segregate our visits towards listening to patients and understanding their social life. Even if it's a 2-minute, we can segregate a part of our clinic time to just listening to their social issues, so that automatically we can understand where they're coming from, and then they will themselves have the solution to their problems.
Yes, I completely agree. And I feel like education on nutrition is lacking starting in medical school. And this is an aspect of integrative medicine that I do feel that patients respond to very nicely because they need to know about what to eat. They're always asking about what foods to eat. And we don't know that much, frankly. And we talk about low carb, probably low sugar, low cholesterol. But what does that mean in your life? So I think if we educated ourselves better, we can educate the patients better.
Absolutely. I think the best way to actually take care of patients is to empower them and feel them and make them feel that they're actually not dependent on us for their health, but actually put the responsibility back to them so that they have the power and they actually become their own doctors. And for that, yeah, you're right. We need to learn and see if we can share the correct, the right knowledge. And of course, modern medicine is what is actually helping us document the evidence behind all of these other, I mean, we call it complementary and alternative approaches, but they're really becoming part of mainstream. And I have a separate video on YouTube that actually documents the current prevalence of Americans using the so-called alternative or complementary approaches, and you'll be amazed to see the prevalence of usage of complementary medicine and also the amount of money that's being spent on that. So it's important that we as physicians actually get to know what these guys are doing out in the community, because we don't have time to even ask them about what are all the things that they're doing.
I believe your audio is fading a little bit. Just checking with the audience. Any additional questions? Remember, you can also type in the chat box. Well, there were a few comments about that it was a wonderful talk and you will be greatly missed. So I think the consensus is in.
Thank you. It makes a lot of meaning to what I've been doing. And thanks to New York, I don't know where it came from, but New York was the inspiration for me to get into all of these things. Of course, it starts from my own home, my own parents, trying to educate me back from India. And we underestimate all the things that our parents say, but only until it made sense in my own life in the midst of all the busyness.
Okay, thank you. And I understand that Prashant will be forwarding me a copy of the recorded talk for whom might have missed it or want to rehear it. It will be available. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. I'll pass it on.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. I think there are no further questions at this point. Best of luck. Excellent work at NCB. I personally enjoyed working with you as well.
Thank you. Likewise.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yep.